Hey guys, how's it going? Mega Lugia here, bringing you a video on the top 5 legends I hope to see get a Mega in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Now a lot of these will be based off opinion, of course, so if you do have your own list of Megas, please go ahead and leave them down in the comments below, and that way we can discuss them and talk about them. Now if you like what you see, don't forget to drop a like, that'd be dope, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any other future content. Now with having said all that, let's move into the list. So kicking it off with number 5, we're going to be going with Darkrai. Now the reason I chose Darkrai is because it's one half of the Lunar duo, the other half being Cresselia, and let's be real, Cresselia is fat enough as it is and it does not need a Mega to make it even fatter. Moving on from that, of course Darkrai has a relation to the Moon, and one of the new games is going to be called Pokemon Moon, so it makes sense. GameFreak likes to do that kind of thing. Apart from that, Darkrai is such a powerful threat and it's a fan favorite, so I would love to see it get a Mega. It's a cool idea and it has some likeness behind it as well. So if we take a look at Mega Darkrai, it would get a new ability called Nightmare. Now when foes are asleep, Darkrai heals HP and simultaneously deals damage to the foes while they're asleep. I think that would be really cool and make this thing even more of a threat. If we take a look at its stats distribution, we're going to focus on special attack and speed, because that's what Darkrai is good at, so give it a huge increase in that, and some little bulk around to allow it to take hits as well. So continuing on with number 4, we're going to be going with Deoxys. Deoxys has always been an interesting mon to me, where I always thought it should get a different unique new typing, maybe an alien / cosmic type. Let me know what you guys think of that, because it is described in the Pokedex as a virus from space after all. Anyway, so his homie Rayquaza did get a Mega in Oras, and I feel it was a crime that they chose to leave out Deoxys. So Mega Deoxys could become Psychic Steel typing, Steel because in its Pokedex entry, it is mentioned being able to shoot lasers out of his chest and being a virus after all. So, virus, computer, steel. Do you see where I'm going with this? I'm just working with what I can. GameFreak, give me a alien typing already. Anyway, it would gain the ability Materialize, where all normal type moves become steel typing and a damage boost, with the main standout being Hyper Beam. That sounds amazing to me. And if you take a look at its stats, it's going to be sticking around the same theme with regular Deoxys, where it hits really hard on both sides, having really good speed, but having thin defenses. So have you guys seen the third Pokemon movie? I did many times as a kid, and it really made me fall in love with Entei. Entei is known as the volcano Pokemon, and if that doesn't scream out power, I don't know what does. Entei just has this royal, majestic aura about him, you know, he kind of just looks like the king of Pokemon. And having said that, I don't feel his stats do him justice. So Mega Entei's ability would be Drought, which means he summons the sun upon entrance, and it makes a lot of sense having said he is the volcano Pokemon after all, and he does get access to Solar Beam, so that would now work in one turn. Also, if we take a look at his stats, he would get an overall boost to all his stats, allowing him to take hits, dish out damage, and outspeed a majority of the threats, and his design would just make him look that much more badass and make me fall more in love with Entei. So Ho-Oh grabs the number 2 spot, and I honestly think there is some likelihood of Ho-Oh getting a Mega, or maybe even a Primal. So we saw in Oras, Groudon, and Kyogre older Pokemon getting Primal forms, you know, them being the masters of the weather. And Ho-Oh is the guardian of the skies, right? He is this fire bird high up in the sky, aka the sun Pokemon, so it would make a lot of sense for him to get a Primal form. And he is also a fan favorite from one of the most beloved games, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, so GameFreak would not be doing us a disservice if they gave him a Mega or Primal. So if Primal Ho-Oh does become a thing, it needs to be a towering, all-powerful Pokemon just like Primal Kyogre and Groudon, and we would do that by giving it the ability Sacred Wings. It would cement its status as a primal beast. It would become the better Talonflame because of its ability to have fire and flying type moves at a priority like Sacred Fire and Brave Bird, and its stats would just be immense. I mean, look at this thing's attack. Really good attack, really good defenses, all its stats above 100 with a really good speed stat. It would be really hard to go wrong with a Primal Ho-Oh. So is there really any other number 1 besides Mega Lugia? Obviously, see how it works? Anyway, Lugia has a really close connection to Ho-Oh because Lugia is the guardian of the sea as opposed to guardian of the sky, and the way the sea relates to the moon is because the moon and the sea have a really close connection when it comes to tides, and it just gives me an excuse to use Mega Lugia on my list. No, but I really do expect there to be a high chance of a Mega Lugia, or a Primal Lugia of course, be at least as a counterpart or counter connection to Ho-Oh, and because it's also a fan favorite and it would be a fitting legendary for Pokemon Moon. So for Mega or Primal Lugia to assert its dominance, I say we also give it a new ability called Guardian's Guard. So what this does, it's basically Magic Bounce and Magic Guard combined together. So if you do try to Toxic or set up rocks against Lugia, it'll be bounced back against your side of the field. Or if you do pick up a status like a Burn on Scald, it no longer affects Lugia. I think this would be awesome. I would obviously love it. I think it would make Lugia all that more powerful and harder to take down. Also, we would give it the water flying typing instead of psychic because it kind of makes sense, you know, it is the guardian of the sea, and I always thought that the water typing suited it better, so I think that would make a lot of sense. Also for its stats, it's very closely related to Ho-Oh, Ho-Oh being specialized in offense and Lugia in defense, also having all its stats above base 100 all across the board, and just making this thing all powerful. The king of the sea. I would love it. And that's my top 5, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you got a kick out of Primal Ho-Oh and Primal Lugia as much as I love them. Also, please let me know what legends you want to see. Of course, everyone has their own favorite legends and things they want to see in Pokemon Sun and Moon, or what they think might actually happen, so please leave them down below. I really want to see them. And also, if you did enjoy, it'd be dope if you gave this video a thumbs up, and thanks for watching, guys. Mega Lugia here, checking out. Peace!